Before I could test my system with external shore power, I had to adjust all the proper settings inside the Multiplus II inverter charger. I did that by connecting my laptop to the Multiplus II through Victron's VE Bus Smart Dongle. And of course, while doing this, I was listening to a tutorial and following the instruction manual as I programmed all the correct settings, so the Multiplus II will work safely and efficiently with my particular lithium battery bank and an external power source. Once done, I connected the van's main power inlet to the household AC power with my adapter cable, and then we were ready to go. Okay, so first, we'll get the main system turned on again, the batteries only. Get that stuff cranked up first. My panel up here, my remote switch up here, this is already turned on manually down here, so I have a remote switch up here you can't see, but that'll turn this large Multiplus on in a sec. Okay, it's on. My solar controller is on as well for connection Bluetooth, but anyway, we're not there yet. Okay, so I'm just focused on the Multiplus right now. Okay, so I've got some little DC, 12 volt DC plugs over here that have meter readings. So one's at 13.3 volts, one 13.4 volts. So the battery's still good, 13.3 on this one. So I started out at 13.6 earlier, but I was using my laptop for quite a while. So we've gone down 0.3 volts. We're plugged in. I want to regulate my current limit up here to 15 amps. Okay, so now we're at 15 amps current limit. So I'm going to turn on my switch right here for the input. See what happens. Inverter on. Alright, charger, mains on, bulk, charging. I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but there's going to be a hum when this guy's actually charging the batteries. So it's probably going to have about 0.3 volts to go to get these two batteries back up to their full charge. But that works. We're charging with an AC source, external AC source at 15 amps only. This system, my system, can go up to 30 amps, like at campgrounds that have 30 amps and 50 amps. I'm not doing a 50 amp, I'm only doing 30 maximum input. But right now we're half that at 15 amps. So this is working. I'm gonna let it keep on working, and I'll come back in a little bit and see how long it takes to get back up to full charge. And then I'm going to play with my smaller inverter up here, the Phoenix, because I'm hoping that most of the time, a lot of time anyway, during the course of a day, I'll only need this inverter up here as far as running my laptop and stuff like that off of this battery bank. But other times, like when I'm doing the water filter system, or using my pressure cooker, things like that, because I'm going to be having both a freezer and a fridge running on this system all the time. Of course, they only run whenever the compressors kick on, but still. And they're made for RVs. They're very low wattage, which is good. But the point being, there will be times when I'll need to cut the little one off, turn the big guy back on, so I can run everything I need to run, plus have charging going on at the same time. Wow, it's not taking long at all to charge. This is going pretty fast as far as 0.3 volts goes. And it's charging rather rapidly. We were down to 13.3 volts as far as in the battery bank system at the time. And in a matter of about 8 minutes, no, maybe we'll say 10 minutes, we're already up to 14.3. And my full absorption voltage is set for 14.4 volts for these lead time batteries. These are lead time. Each battery is a 460 amp hour battery. I've got a total of 920 amp hours to work with, because I wanted to be equipped to be off grid for a significant period of time. You know, if there's like 3 to 4 days of clouds and rain and no sunshine, for solar charging, I wanted to have enough storage to work with in the battery bank. We're about there. I think it's going to go to float in a little bit, and that's just using 15 amps of AC to charge. That's amazing. I wonder how fast it'll be when I'm like in a campground for 30 amps. So there you go. We've got the Multiplus II set up. I guess next I'm going to check on the solar charger. There are no solar panels hooked up yet, but I can still do some initial tweaking for the settings for this charger, just using the Bluetooth connection, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've already tested these couple outlets over here. I'm testing this my little vacuum cleaner, working well so far. Alright, so again, these outlets here are powered by only the Multiplus II. So now I've turned on the Phoenix inverter up here. I've turned this one on as well, because that's going to be handling smaller loads whenever I can turn this unit off to save power, you know, from the batteries. Whenever I'm not using much in here, I can turn this off, turn this one on, and plug stuff in over here. Let's see if these work, hopefully. First time for everything. Yay! Okay. I mean, they should all work. I'm just doing it to make sure there's no disconnection anywhere. I mean, I've actually got them wired. That's a circuit, Yeah, I've got them because I wanted the things to be independent, just in case. All right. Okay. Now, these 4 are the only outlets run by the Phoenix. These outlets, I've got 20 amp back here for my pressure cooker, things like that. I don't think I want to have physical space for a microwave, but I have one just in case I want to try and fit it in. If so, then the microwave and the pressure cooker would be running off this 20 amp outlet back here, and that's also from the Multiplus. I've got another 15 amp over here. That's just for, again, the water filtration system I've got, plus anything lighter that needs to be plugged in, like the Wi-Fi. I'll probably run that back over here. I mean, it could go up to 20 amp, but I don't really need to do that. So I've got, let's see. So this is also off the Multiplus, so it should be working fine. Just making sure. All right. Whoa, yeah. Okay. So all the outlets work. All the different circuits. Like I said, I already tested all the DC, all the direct current DC stuff. That all works here and up front for the freezer and refrigerator. I've got the freezer and fridge on direct current because that saves a little bit, makes it more efficient that way as far as load draw. Okay, so next I'm going to work on programming this guy, which is the solar controller charger. And then work on getting my mess cleaned up so I can start building my shelving system, which will come up around these cabinets and go from there. And then there's going to be some railing up here so I can attach the vertical posts for support for the shelving. We'll go from there. Okay. All right, and again, that's the lighting system. Oh, and this does work, by the way. Again, this is the light panel for all the roof lights outside. this is the power switch that controls the power to these switches, okay? Unfortunately, when I bought this switch from good old Amazon, the product description said that when this switch is turned off, the LED is off. And you turn it on, the LED comes on. That's what I wanted. That was my preference. Unfortunately, the LED is on all the time because it's not running through an ignition controlled switch like I would have up front. It's just directly connected to the distribution panel for the battery bank. Oh well, so I've got this LED on all the time. But anyway, so turn it on, and then these come on, and you can't see outside, but I did test them last night in the dark that these do control and work. They do control all my roof lights the way the same panel up front on the dashboard controls them from the van starter battery. So amazingly enough, I actually wired it correctly. We're good to go. Oh, just realized, I mean, since this was one of the very first things, or this was the very first thing that I installed in this van, had to cut and maneuver and install, I should probably make sure that the fan works. So I'm sure it probably does. Let's see here. Ah, that's the lowest setting. Let's see what happens. Not bad. That's pretty potent. And this is set up as an exhaust fan only. It draws air up and out. So it's coming in right now through the back doors that are open. I feel the breeze. It's pretty powerful. Oh, there's another one. Okay, so another yay, it works. Okay. There's more settings, I'm sure. I'm not going to go that high. Okay, that's a nice breeze. That's nice. Okay, where are we now? Let's see. It's still absorbing. And we're at 14.3, so like I said, after testing the vacuum cleaner and I guess running the van, we still got a little more absorption charge to do.